Thank you, Ken.
Yep, HALO. You have Kalo down this information, but I'm with Kalo. Just like you said, my name is Kayla Keller. I'm the Jefferson City Director for Kalo. And I'm just honored to talk to you today, and I'm grateful to tell you all about Kalo and how you can get involved if you're interested in that. At Kalo, we're the foundation of a family for children without one. We provide housing, healing, education to homeless and at-risk kids. We exist in Kansas City, in Jefferson City, and then we have housing and orphanages in Uganda, Kenya, and Mexico as well. And especially here domestically and in Jefferson City, homelessness, when it comes to kids, looks different than most people think. Especially in Jefferson City, I hear a lot, we don't have a homeless kids problem. We don't really see that a lot in Jefferson City. And that's because kids that we meet at Halo weren't necessarily out on the street corner with the sun. They are lacking in stability. They're couch surfing. They're staying with a friend's parent or a cousin or a distant relative, or making unsafe choices and partners so that they have somewhere to spend the night. And they're lacking in that adult compassion. Those people who come alongside them and help them graduate high school. Those people who say, you know, you are important enough to consider. Are you going to go to college? Are you going to go to a trade school? What do you want to do past your current stint at McDonald's? What is your next step? And helping them finish getting their GED or high school diploma, and helping them start dreaming a little bit bigger. And a lot of the kids that we meet are kicked out of their home because of their maybe there's lack of stability in the home. Maybe their parents are struggling with addiction or finances, or maybe they're kicked out due to their sexuality or their beliefs, or because they become pregnant. We meet a lot of young women who have become pregnant and their parents or their family or whoever they're staying with says, we can't sustain you and baby. So that they end up just in these really difficult situations where they have nowhere else to turn. And that's when they call us. At Halo, our first goal is to help you get out of crisis mode, because to call us is one of their worst days. They run out of options. They run out of people who will say yes to them, and they're saying, I am truly alone in the world. And so our first goal is to help them understand they are safe. When they move into Halo, we're trying to help them see that the lights aren't going to be turned off. There's always going to be water. There's always going to be food, and there's going to be someone who cares when you come home at night. And so that's kind of that first thing. And then we're teaching them how to live independently. We're teaching them those life skills that their families should have taught them, that their parents or grandparents should have had those one-on-one conversations and had those moments where they teach them how to make their bed, where they talk to them about credit, as I was talking about with Adrian about, where they talk about financial wellness and all of those things that help them become people who are able to sustain themselves, contributing members of society, because they haven't had that foundation before they come to us. And it's so interesting when these kids start feeling safe and when they start seeing that there's a possibility for a better future, then they start dreaming bigger dreams. We had this young person who moved into Halo. She was very pregnant, and she was at night. We have a staff, we're fully staffed 24/7. So our staff members at night go down to check on everybody, see if they're doing okay, if they need anything. Just have a face-to-face conversation like a compassionate parent would. So they went down to her room. It was one of her first nights there, and she was sitting on her bed, and she had a $5 bill and a gift card and just a few random items on her bed in front of her. And she was just sitting there looking at this stuff when the staff came in and they said, are you okay? Did you lose something? Is something missing? Are you doing all right? She said, this is all I have in the entire world. I don't know how I'm going to have this baby. I don't know how I'm going to be successful. I don't know what's going to happen from here. And they said, it's okay. You're at Halo now. We're here to help. And she now is parenting, and she has her own house. She's living this beautiful story with her children. And just, we still get to stay connected to her. And that's just one of the many, many faces that we get to see at Halo. Usually at any given time, there's between 15 and 20 girls who live at Halo. And also, some of them have children, some do not. And we try to help them on their way towards success. Halo is a worldwide mission. Like I mentioned, we have homes in different countries around the world. And we also just recently opened housing in Kansas City for boys and girls. And that's a new development. Our domestic programming really was in Jefferson City primarily until just earlier this year. So now we're able to offer housing in in Jefferson City for girls, it's 18 to 24-month program. So girls can live at Halo for up to 2 years. They could leave in 2 days if it's not right for them, but they get that opportunity to stay for up to 2 years while they're putting 30% of every paycheck into a savings account, while they're finishing their high school education, while they're receiving therapy, while they're connecting with adults who are helping them learn those life skills so that they can become successful. And they participate in life skills around the areas of daily living, self-care, relationships and communication, housing and money management, and career and education planning and permanency, so that they can find that stability that they're lacking. All these kids, if they end up in a different situation, if they end up incarcerated or on welfare, the estimated cost from 2013 for one of those kids is $300,000 per child that comes out of those taxpayer dollars. And our long-term solution is breaking the cycle. We want to help these kids learn how to be successful so their kids aren't living on welfare, so that they get the opportunity to thrive rather than just survive. We work to help youth living in Halo complete their education, gain and maintain employment, save money for their future. Parents living in Halo also have the opportunity to learn things about child development, healthy routines, how to break the cycle of negativity that they were learning in their lives. Most of the young moms that we meet did not have great moms that they were learning from. So we're trying to help them learn better ways to parent their children so that they don't end up with their kids in foster care the same way they were in foster care. And we try to help them become the best parents that they can be with the help of therapy and other professionals in Jefferson City. And we also have a rapidly growing boys program in Jefferson City, and it's not a housing program, but it's for high-risk high school boys. So they come after school on Monday through Thursday for programming. They get to connect with male role models. Most of them don't have a father figure who's in the home. They get to have tutoring. They get to have adults who talk to them about college, about their choices, who look at their grades, who help them with their homework, and help connect them to a next step program. A lot of them want to be maybe professional athletes, which is super great, but you have to graduate high school first. So helping them talk through all of the things that need to get them to that final step, when usually they're going home to empty homes or siblings that they're helping take care of. And we recently established our Halo AA basketball team, because that's a great draw for some of these young men that we get the chance to work with, because they want to play basketball and they get to learn about, financial wellness and college at the same time. And we get that chance to help them also learn how to work towards a common goal. A lot of them aren't making the cut at the high school, and so we're helping them have the opportunity to learn everything they can from team sports as well. And that's overseen by incredible team members and volunteers who help make that possible for them. This summer, they're getting a chance. Many of them have barely left Jefferson City, and most of them have never stayed in a hotel or somewhere similar, and unless it was for a housing situation, and that's not what we want for them either. So they're getting to participate in a tournament in Branson, where they're going to stay together and get the opportunity to experience somewhere other than Jefferson City and not feel like at-risk and troubled teenagers. And it's going to be awesome for them. Throughout our organization, we practice trauma-informed care, because we work with kids who've been let down. They've experienced really tough things at the hands of adults they should have been able to trust. And we work to always see them as individuals who are just learning how to cope in a really difficult world. And all of the things that we do, we lead with love and compassion and helping kids just start to believe in themselves. And all of that is to help them build a support system so that they understand community resources, so that they know how to walk into a job interview confidently, so that they know how to look a person in the eye and have a conversation that's going to get them the job, or is going to help them be successful when they're talking or advocating for themselves with something they've been treated unfairly. And all of that is overseen by Youth Advocate and the Halo family in general. We have incredible people in our community who help make everything that happens at Halo possible. Everything that we do is through private donation and people who are compassionate and want to make sure that Halo is possible. Once a child graduates from the Halo program, once they successfully move through our program, or even if they leave early, it doesn't matter. They're still part of the Halo family forever. And we make sure that we're we're the people that they call when they're standing in the grocery store and don't know where to find a baby powder. And they call us, and all of that is something they stay connected to us. They come back to Halo Family Nights, which is for kids that live at Halo and alumni together, and they can come back and learn life skills. They come talk to us, and they're saying, I've applied for this job that I really want over and over, and no one has called me. Can you help me look at my resume? Can you help me look at my application and see what I'm doing wrong? And we're the ones that are helping them drive in that direction. We had a young person who was one of the first people to do it when we started housing in Jefferson City. Her name was Kaylin. And she moved in because she was pregnant and she was struggling and her parents were struggling, and she moved into Halo, and she didn't stay for an especially long time, but she stayed connected with Halo after that. And she, within the last 3 years, at about the age of, I think she's only 25, 26, we were able to help her connect with a mortgage broker who was not intimidating, someone who knows about Halo, knew her story, and was able to help her purchase a house as a single woman with her child, and just do that in a way that was tangible and easy for her. She's a homeowner now and thriving. She works at Hitachi, and she's in one of the higher level positions there, and just doing great things because she stayed connected with us, because we had that opportunity to continue being that family for her. And it's just, there's a lot of different ways that we provide that foundation of family, and all the ways that love looks like. We stay connected in all of the ways that probably are very similar to how you stay connected with your own families. We're making sure that they have enough to eat. We're making sure that if we do something that's fun, we're inviting them to come back and be part of that. And if you would like to get involved with Halo, there's a lot of different ways that you could do that. We always need great volunteers. Our volunteer program is really flexible, and you only have to volunteer once a year to consider a Halo volunteer. And there's a lot of different ways for that to happen, if that's working alongside our Boys program, or if there's something that your professional life that you're great at, that you can bring some insight to Halo kids. That's always really helpful for us. And we do have a lot of different ways as well. If you're thinking, I don't have a lot of spare time, I'm very busy, that's totally fine. We have a meal train that is available for both the boys program and for the girls home, where you can send a gift card to help pay for a meal or drop a meal by at Halo home, which is always an encouraging thing. Full bellies make for open minds, and that definitely helps us to be able to keep our kids fed and learning all the time as well. Additionally, we do a lot of different events. We are, we're a nonprofit. We totally funded by donors, so there's a lot of different ways that you can give towards Halo. We have an art auction that we do once a year that we always are in need of great sponsors for. We have a silent auction portion as well. If your business might be interested in that, I'd be glad to talk to you more about that as well. But just, thinking of Halo and all of the different things that we do. We also have an Amazon wish list, but it's just those top line things that we need. We keep that wish list always refreshed. You can choose which program you're sending to, and it's a really easy way to just send something without ever having to set foot in a Halo program. It makes a huge difference. Things like pillows or towels or all of those things that we go through frequently with kids that move into Halo, because we want them to have, we don't want Halo to feel like a temporary shelter. We want Halo to feel like home. So when a young person moves in, their bed is made for them. It's got fresh sheets and a quilt that's handmade by a local quilting group in Jefferson City. And we make sure there's a basket of toiletry items, because most of them come to us with very little. If anything, they have a small trash bag of the things that they've carried around. And so just making sure they don't have to ask for basic food or basic hygiene supplies when they first move in, and then helping them learn how to get those things in the future as well. All of those things that we go through frequently are on that Amazon wish list, and that's a really easy way to make a huge difference. And you can see all of those current needs there. If you wanted to sign up to volunteer, if you wanted to make a donation, if you wanted to access those greatest needs list, you just have to go right to our website to do that, which is haloworldwide.org. And I have a little bit of material here that I'll leave with you as well, and as well as my business card in case you need it for anything. But and if you go there, it has access to all of those different items, and like I mentioned, usually most of those are right down at the very bottom. So that's a little bit about what we do at Halo. Do you have any questions?
Where do you? I mean, this sounds like huge undertaking.
Yes.
She can pack a lot of information into a short period of time. But where do you get the money? I mean, this is going to be a huge
Absolutely.
operation.
It is very expensive. And we're licensed, so we have to be fully staffed. We have to have 2 staff members awake 24/7 in our building, just in Jefferson City. And Kansas City is the same as well. So everything that we do truly is from private donation. We do receive some grants, and we recently got a grant to purchase a vehicle because we transport all of our kids to schoolwork, doctor's appointments, and the grocery store each week, and daycare when they have littles that need to go to daycare. So we recently got a grant for that. But everything that we do is from private donation and fundraising. So we do one big fundraiser a year, and that's our art auction. It happens in March. In Jefferson City, it happens in Capitol Bluffs and Sioux River Fun. Bring your families. But that's truly, it's just from passionate people to make it possible. We also try to be really good stewards of the Halo dollar. So when money is donated to us, we're first of all asking first. Before we're asking places in Jefferson City, hey, our kids mentioned none of them have ever been roller skating before. So Skate Zone said, well, that's not cool. You need to bring all your kids to roller skate. So and different things like that. And then the kids are responsible for their own meals. We are a food pantry, so we get a food truck once a month. It's never their favorite things, but it's there. So there's always food. And then they also end up with different accesses to resources in those ways too, with food supplies. And everything else is through private donors and people who make it possible. We have a Halo Tribe program, which is a monthly program of donations, which is really awesome. And yeah, so everything that we do is because people come alongside Halo and believe in the mission. Yeah.
How many women do you have?
That is an excellent question. We could have 24, but that would be 1 per room. So we don't, us in Halo, it's a very new building. It used to be the Rickman Center in Jefferson City, if you were here. And so we have 2 hallways. The top hallway is non-parenting youth. The downstairs hallway is parenting. Mamas have adjoining rooms so that their littles can actually safe sleep. And there's a bathroom in between each one. Recently, we started getting so many calls that we couldn't turn away non-parenting youth. So we moved some non-parenting youth downstairs. I think there's more resources for parenting youth than non-parenting. We're also the only place in Jefferson City that houses minors between 16 and 18 years old. When I first started with Halo, I thought, who signs their children in? My husband and I were youth pastors, so I'm 16-year-olds are babies, they're not smart, I get it. But I was so surprised how many parents legitimately just sign a thing that says, I don't want this kid anymore. And we end up with 16 to 18-year-olds often. We're also just truly the only place in Jefferson City or the surrounding areas that helps minors. So a lot of the kids that live in Jefferson City in our girls' home are about 16, 17, pushing on 18. We have the Jeff City High School bus comes and picks them right up at Halo, Capital City as well. And then a lot of our kids end up at JCAC or likewise.
You were saying that you were in the former Rickman Center, and I know that was a church.
It was, yes.
Are you a church denomination?
We are not affiliated with anything. Our leaders who live at Halo are free to believe whatever they want to. We do have several different churches who work closely who help us a lot. And also our voice program meets at a church in Jefferson City for basketball practice every Thursday. They pray over their meals. And we have several churches that pick up kids at Halo on Sunday mornings and take them to church as well. But we're not, so yes, it really is, absolutely.
How long have you been with Halo?
65 years, 8. Yes, 8 years. I started at Halo as a youth advocate working right alongside our kids. Since then I've been everything else. I was a program manager for a little while, I was an operations manager, and now I'm the director of everything that happens in Jefferson City. But
Rebecca is the founder.
Rebecca is the founder.
So I'm trying to remember when it was, but there was a fundraiser in Jefferson City, I think put on by Santa.
Sure.
The Yellow Rose.
Yes, did you hear her speak at the Yellow Rose?
My son was the singer for that.
Okay.
And then went to Kansas City for a fundraiser inside the Chief Stadium.
Yeah.
Were you there?
I wasn't at that one. I wasn't at, but she, I've been to many Santas with Rebecca, but she's fantastic. And just Rebecca started Halo because she started traveling with Mercy ships when she was she was in her early 20s, and she was meeting kids in this extreme poverty that she had never seen before, like kids who just were literally living on the street and just begging for scraps. And she came back to the United States and told adults about that. And they said, that's really awful, someone should do something about that. But she was also teaching Taekwondo, and she told the kids in her studio about it. And they said, if kids are living like that, we should do something about that. So they started fundraising to help kids. And their first, they did a board break-a-thon, and the first one they raised $5,000, the second $40,000, and Halo started from there because compassionate kids didn't want other kids to live like that.
That's great. Is there I happen to know of a pretty good local artist. Is there on the website, does it show how to donate to the art auction in March?
I think it does, yes, but also give local artists my information, and we would be so excited about that.
She is totally great.
Would love that.
And it is, she's good.
Oh, that would be
Like artwood.
Thank you, yes, that would be amazing. And the art auction, like we have lots of art, obviously, hence the term. And then we have other items too, like our silent auctions, all sorts of different things. And then we have live auction packages as well. And the art auction started similarly with, at once Rebecca was sending the money overseas to help that these kids were making. They started sending back art as a thank you. And so that was where the first art auction came from. So we have art from our kids in our art auction, and then obviously great, incredible businesses who donate different things to help make packages possible. And it's just a really fun night, but also it's just a bunch of really passionate people who want to make a difference for Halo.
Is Halo an acronym or?
Yes, it is. It stands for Helping Art Liberate Orphans. Because we started in that way. And Halo also, like when Rebecca was traveling with Mercy ships, she was meeting these kids who were living in these conditions, and there was communication barriers, education barriers. A lot of them had been through so many things, and they weren't talking to the people at orphanages because they couldn't or they didn't know what to say. And she brought a soccer ball, and that was cool. It connected them for a few minutes, but she brought just some paper and crayons, and the kids started opening up about things that they'd experienced. They started being able to communicate in a whole different way. And so art is still a big part of Halo, obviously with the art auction, but also we have a lot of different life skills and art therapy programs that help kids kind of purge those painful memories or give them a creative outlet or even a coping skill that's a lot safer than some that they have also learned and picked up along the way. If they need to, that we have a big art room in Halo that's always open to them. If they need a place to just be mad, they can make mad art. If they need a place to just get out of their room and get out of their head, they can use art for that as well. And we do a lot of different programs where maybe we're talking about something like, okay, we want to talk about what your future goals are, so we're going to make a vision board in this way. You can cut out something, you can draw something, but we're going to talk about that. So we kind of tie art into a lot of different programs that we do to help give them that